Maybe it's just me, but the shop really just feels cluttered right now. We've got the bench that we made here for building the motor, which I put under a tarp because of all the grinding and fab work that we do in here. I just don't feel comfortable with this fresh motor getting all kinds of mechanical grindings over it. The clutter, from the 57 coming apart. The tire changer, the addition of that just seems to have really kind of impeded the flow. So right now, as you can see, the 57 is not sitting center to this bay right here. I mean, it should be over there, and whereas it's over here. And that's all because of this clutter that you see over here. Clutter, toolbox, and all this clutter here with some shelving and this table, which I use that table from time to time, but I think it's more important if I get this area open back up, get all of this out of here. And I think by setting that table up on over the top of the head, the bathroom, sorry, that we might be able to kind of open this area all back up to the way it should be. I've got some things I need to just get rid of, but yeah, we'll get that snap-on toolbox, maybe put it over in the addition in an area. I got to do some cleanup work over there. We've got some extra music gear that I'm not using over in the corner, all that stuff, and I think I've got room in the trailer for it. So I'll take that nice snap-on box and move that over into this corner, or maybe over back against the wall like that. Might work fine, so that we can open up that room. Anywho, we'll put it into fast motion. We'll see you on the other side after we get things hopefully readjusted and fixed up.
First off, I started off over in the addition, just kind of cleaning things up in preparation for getting Dan's nice snap-on toolbox moved over to the addition. There I'm taking the stainless steel table. Again, I use that every once in a while, but just not enough for it to be in the place where it's at, so we put it above the bathroom over there. Here I'm taking some of the cardboard and getting that put up on top of the bathroom as well. I use that if I need to paint or, keep the color from getting all over my floor or what have you. So it's handy to have, and so we just put it again up on top of the bathroom there. Here I'm moving the shelves over to the other side of the shop. Found a space by those other shelves that I have for the 36 parts on it. So I got enough stuff moved that we were able to latch onto and drag the snap-on toolbox over by the door. It was hot outside and cool in the shop, so I didn't want to open the door until I was ready to actually. So I have a little portable bonfire pit that I welded together out of a jacket of a water heater about 20 years ago. I am careful. I put water out to make sure that the fire is well tended, and you'll see me go out and check on it fairly routinely. It was kind of breezy, and you'll see some of the ashes get down on the grass, and I'll take a little tool or implement and just knock all those things down to make sure that we don't have. So here goes the big move, and there are real good casters on this toolbox, but getting it across over there on this little, but I used my truck to actually push this last one in because a little more fire duty. Now you get to see how I move this thing over into the center of the bay that it's supposed to be in. So some cleanup on the fire just to make sure that everything is getting burnt down the way it's supposed to, and then you'll see me carry in some material to build a shelf to kind of organize the parts for the car inside the shop. All right, in the form of a little wrap up, we've got this area all cleared out and organized with just the toolboxes of mine over here. We put Dan's over in the addition over there. I think you saw that in the video. We got the car moved back, so I got some work room up in this area here, and it's centered up in the bay pretty well, and I've still got enough room in the back to work on the back side of the car. Set up a shelf with some material from the shed, and using the tires so we can kind of start keeping parts that are coming off of the car organized, and not get too far ahead of ourselves so that we can get this thing back together when it's time to start assembly. And it's really kind of, like I say, really glad to get that toolbox and that table set up there. Got some wood components outside, and then I had a whole bunch of extra cardboard that just needed to be, you know, disposed of, so I burnt it in the burn pit, or the yeah, I think it's just about finished up out here. I'll put some water to that and dispose of these ashes here. Actually, I might put that in my compost pile. Put a little ash in there, kind of gets rid of some of the acidity in the soil. So it's not a bad idea, you know, as long as you got ashes that are made of fibrous, like wood type stuff. Those are good ashes. But I want to see that burn down a little bit further before putting that in there. So yeah, that's all cleaned up. That was a large part of all this junk that was in there. And in that area that now we've got my woodworking bench all exposed there to where I can get to everything and not have to work around the backside or anything. This is just a whole lot better setup, and really happy with that. And got the motor covered because I've been doing a lot of grinding and stuff. I think I mentioned that earlier. And oh, I got a you know, I watch Brent Hoitink out of Half-Ass Customs up in Steinbach, Manitoba. Great guy, great channel. Love his work. Well, he pitched this welder that X-Laser sent him, and I went ahead and ordered one. So that should be coming for too long. We'll get that thing set up over on this bench. I reorganized. I used to have all my welding stuff up in here, like hoods and accessories and what have you. Now I have just my pneumatic tools there, and an open shelf up there. Probably put some books in or something like that, not sure. Like I say, got rid of all that stuff. Put some of the items over there. I think you might be able to see the vacuum cleaner is over in this area, and then there was also a set of shelves with some miscellaneous clutter on it that we moved over there. And but yeah, really clean this up. I'm really tickled to get that done. Workbench or work toolbox over in the addition from Dan. But what I was going to mention is I put all my welding stuff in here, which makes more sense because this is all my welding stuff. And then yesterday I welded this handle on here so we can move this around. I think with that laser welder, Brent said they use nitrogen, so I might have to make a rack or something on the back of that to hold a tank and keep it in position, because what I'm planning on is hopefully I'll be able to put this in here and put that in that other piece in there. I really want to be able to weld aluminum, so I really needed that item and to get that in, because if it does what I think it will do, I should be able to fix that guy. Yeah, he got about a dozen little breaks in it, and it looks like Brent was doing material that was about 1/16 of an inch thick. I asked my buddy from high school, who Dan works for, if he could send over some 1/16 inch scrap aluminum pieces, because he's also interested in aluminum welding. And if this thing works half as good as Brent made it look, this is going to be a really nice addition to the workshop. With that, I think we'll go ahead and distill this down and try to get this out for too long. Hope everything's going well on your end. We're making progress over here. Really appreciate y'all watching. We will catch up with you later. See ya, folks. Bye.